Let's talk current events right now. Saltine.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The Republican race is really starting to heat up. I mean, it is heating up. We also got Robert Kennedy over there challenging Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah. John F. Kennedy's great-great-great-grandson. Nice.
I don't think that's who he is. I think he might be his nephew.
One
Yeah,
of those.
great-great-great-grandson, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa, that is just an asinine comment, dude.
Did
What is JFK? Yeah, what
Did he get assassinated
JFK
in Ford's Theater with
JFK,
Lincoln?
right.
Right,
Old as
exactly.
fuck, bro.
It would have been like he would have been the Lincoln's age if he was
Whatever, man.
great.
Let's talk Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with Saltine here.
Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I love that guy. What's up?
So Saltine, he insists
guy.
that John F. Kennedy Jr. was assassinated by the CIA for John F. Kennedy's reluctance to escalate the war in Vietnam and to invade Cuba. What says you?
I think that that's probably true, man. You know, even though I think weren't John F. Kennedy and like Castro, weren't they kind of homies in a way, or nah? They just were like seen together.
What do you mean, homies?
Like they would like chill and stuff, right?
They would
Like,
smoke pot together.
yeah, like
tag up supermarkets.
like Trump and Kim Jong. Like they're not fishy homies, but you know, like respect each other. I feel like, you know.
You think Kim Jong respects Trump?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I guess does a little bit. I
Yeah,
guess.
bro. Compared to
He agreed to have the same amount of flags up when they met in Singapore.
Yeah?
Yeah, because Donald
Donald has
negotiated
balls.
that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he also the handshake. Donald won the handshake. Did you? Okay, there was a really funny clip
Yeah,
of Donald
man.
shaking Joe Rogan's hand, and they were both.
I saw
pulling-
it.
That was incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't believe- Is that a thing? Do we have to do that? Like
Yeah.
in the upper circles? Like Danny, when you're, rubbing elbows.
Can we
with-
pull it up, Austin? That
Yeah.
handshake?
Pull up the Joe Rogan and the.
I'm listening, Leila.
But do you think that there's something to this?
Yeah, bro.
If Joe Rogan and our boy Donald, if they're fighting over the handshake like that, is it like I'm giving up my handshakes left and right, dude? I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I think I'm fucking up.
definitely.
I think you might be. Leo, you've also told me, though, that when you walk into a bar, you immediately scanning the room, gathering data. You try to determine whether or not you're the tallest man in the bar. So I kind of think that maybe you try to punk people with your handshake, too.
Oh, there it is. Nice.
Look, watch this. This is incredible. I think this is something we could all learn from Saltine, especially you, because you're a little pipsqueak motherfucker.
No,
watching
actually,
the UFC
I give
handshake,
firm
watching
handshakes.
Rogan.
So it's in. Donald's trying to pull it in.
He's
Rogan's not letting him.
absolutely trying to pull him.
And Rogan's not letting it happen.
Dude, Donald is trying to pull Joe Rogan to him.
Yeah. That was crazy, dude.
It was really one-sided. It was basically Donald Trump trying to pull. He was trying to out-alpha Joe Rogan.
Yes, he was.
Wow.
And I know what it was. It's probably because I think Donald's like over 6 feet, right? He's pretty tall, if I'm not mistaken. And
Also-
Rogan's like 5'4", so he's probably
He's
trying
like
to be
5'6".
He's like 5'6".
I think
So-
Rogan has said that he wouldn't. I could be wrong on this, but I think Rogan has said that he wouldn't have Trump on the podcast because Rogan felt like he would be interviewing a character and it wouldn't actually be a serious discussion. And I think probably Trump heard about that. That's my theory.
I think he's just a pussy.
Who, Rogan or Trump?
Joe Rogan.
Why, dude?
Well, because he's gonna
Osmond's-
have Bernie Sanders and fucking all these other stupid people on, but he won't have Trump on because
he
he's
has
a pussy,
plenty of
bro.
based people on, dude.
Yes, he does.
He
He
has a
doesn't want
lot
Trump.
of
He
based
knows
people.
Trump is just gonna take over the show.
No. I agree with what Joe Rogan's probably right about that, because look at every interview Donald ever does. He is in character and he's messing around, kind of like he's not being a serious human, just
I
answering
mean, the
a
Nelk
question.
Boys shit got removed when they did theirs with him. So it's
Yeah,
like,
Well, yeah,
they
but
can
he
fuck
was
with your
definitely a
platform.
character with those guys.
He
But
doesn't
it
want
can fuck with their
everybody
platform,
being
that's
like,
it.
"Oh, Joe Rogan's platforming this supremacist."
Dude,
and
listen,
da-da-da-da-da."
Joe Rogan.
He has no
fucking-
excuse to not have him on the podcast
Dude,
if he has
I met him.
everybody.
He's
Joe
pretty sick.
Rogan was fucking sucking ivermectin out of a tube
Yeah.
all of COVID while he was podcasting,
Yep.
while viral clips of him saying the N-word were circulating.
Yeah.
Rogan's not a pussy.
No.
I'm not. I don't even know. I seem to remember him saying that from like a year ago, Joe Rogan saying that about Trump.
That is basically what he says. But it's like,
But he still has
that's
him at
just
his
a
events
dumb
and stuff
excuse. That
at
seems
UFC.
like he just doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want that heat. He thinks he would just be.
Well,
I think Trump is just too alpha, man.
any podcast that Donald does, it gets crazy numbers
Yeah.
already. So it's like he's on Rogan, even if he did the Nelk Boys podcast. You know what I mean?
But yeah, and it gets removed though too as well. So like,
It would be
he
sort of-
has
It
a-
would make Joe Rogan like such a big public enemy and under so much like heat
Well,
for
he already
platforming
is.
Trump.
Everybody hates Joe Rogan in the mainstream media already.
Oh, yeah.
Least of all because of the ivermectin and shit. A lot of it is just about him outshining legacy media. They hate that. That's the thing that fucking MSNBC and CNN hate the most, is that podcasts are taking so much of their audience and their
His
credibility.
amount of reach is crazy compared to all these other people.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
So-
he has more power, honestly, than a lot of these old media, like you're saying.
Like the people,
Yeah.
all of his viewers, like everybody wants Trump on the show.
I agree with you because, like,
Yeah.
what's the worst that could happen? Like, even if the
Nothing.
podcast was super one-sided, it would be like our goat versus fish episode that we had to put on Patreon. But, like, I agree. Like, what is one episode that's not a great discussion? Why is that a big deal? I'm with you, but it's just...
If he was like, I don't want to have politicians on, I'd be like, that's fine. But then you had
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders and you had Yang, and then you brought Vijaya Gotti from Twitter. Like, you've brought on all these horrible people that you probably dislike more. Like, I think he's brought on Milo Yiannopoulos
Yeah.
before. And then, but I won't bring Trump on because of some stupid petty reason that he thinks he's playing a character. Like,
So you love Trump. Trump's your guy through and through.
yeah, dude. 100% because I don't switch up, bro. Like, everybody's like, oh, DeSantis. It's like, bro, 4 more years. You can't just switch up on the homie like that. Like, people have no loyalty.
I mean, he's a politician, dude. You don't have to be loyal to a politician.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be loyal to the fucking people that, like, if I put the MAGA hat on, if I'm going to rep your name, if I'm going to go out in the streets with MAGA Hulk and walk, like, I'm not going to be some fickle person just because a bunch of libtards are going to get mad at me.
Since you do a good Trump impression,
Not really, but...
it's not bad. It's
Okay.
the best in the room.
Okay, sure.
Unless Saltine has a fucking Trump. But what if you and Dino and Austin had the chance to see what Trump really thinks about them? Like, he meets both of you, right? And then, like, he gets, like, a little video about what your life's about, right? And what do you think Trump would say about you guys?
He'd be like, man, these motherfuckers,
Oh, is that how he sounds?
they fuck with me,
Is
bro.
that how he sounds?
These my little inners
These
right here.
motherfuckers,
But this is-
I fuck with them.
This is the thing, though, with Trump.
Voice.
This is what I think is kind of silly, is any allegiance to a politician or to a political party, as if that's really going to make any difference in the country, strikes me as a little strange. Also, considering I think Trump is fucking hilarious.
I also don't really
but he's
see him as a
also-
politician.
He's also a hypocrite and a fucking dirtbag politician. He's like, nobody loves the Bible more than me. I love the Bible.
Bro,
And then
what?
he's fucking
Yeah.
Marla Maples, like, I'm going to get this hoe pregnant and divorce her instantly. Like, fucking, he does...
Hey, I love the Bible and I love fucking hoes. He's just like me, bro.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
America's man, dude. He's America's fucking man.
He is the man. I absolutely agree. But having like undying allegiance to him, as if he gives a shit about you.
Okay,
does
it's
kinda
not
scare
like
me.
I'm sitting here going,
about you.
we need Donald Trump to be president for the next 5 billion years.
You
It's
wouldn't
just
mind it.
one more term.
Yeah.
It's just like, why
I'm
are you
for
going to
it.
make whenever you don't reelect the person that was already president, that shows weakness in your party. That would look like we're a broken, divided party. You can't get behind one guy. Like, you got to have a sense of unity. That's what the left are so good about, is that they get with people that don't agree with them, and then they all mob together to, like, reform the world into, like, this communist fucking utopia. Meanwhile, right-wingers are sitting there arguing, well, Donald Trump said this about a woman, and don't you think that's disrespectful? And I'm like, I don't care. I'm trying to stop, like, the wars all around the world. We're trying to stop the millions of fucking people crossing our border with drugs. We're trying to stop all of these horrible fucking problems. I don't care if he's an asshole or a hypocrite. I want him to go in there and fire the fucking head of the CIA.
All
I want him to
politicians are
kick out all
assholes.
these neocon fucking douchebags that have been blowing up people in Russia and Ukraine and the Middle East for fucking decades. I don't care about all this stupid personal feelings and
You know, I'm
dog
with
shit.
it. Austin's talking some fucking sense right now, dude. I want Trump on Rogan too, dude. Fuck Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It would be epic. Everybody would want to
You
see
know,
it.
Austin talked me into it, dude. I'm into it, dude. Fuck DeSantis.
Well, maybe Tucker will have him on Twitter. I
That'd be
mean, he had
sick.
Andrew
Tucker
Tate
probably
on.
would. He's interviewed Trump a bunch of times.
You're right.
He had Andrew Tate on.
And even though, I mean, you're right, dude, Trump doesn't give a fuck about the neocons and the war machine. He'll do what's right. Maybe he'll get assassinated. But right now, he offers the best
used to
chance of
like-
beating Joe Biden. And also, content's going to be bonkers
Yeah.
if Trump's in office.
Wasn't.
So you know what? I'm with Asti here, dude. I'm putting
Hell
in
yeah.
my formal endorsement for Donald J. Trump in 2024. I'm doing it.
Hopefully, I just want it so that he could start pumping some stocks again, dude. While he was president, he would tweet out about stocks, dude, and just
Hell yeah.
and create just 30%
Hell yeah.
every day.
Maybe him and Elon got to bro down, dude, so we can get more teed up,
Oh
dude.
man, we got to get teed up.
Leo and I are teed up, dude. We're
I might
Tesla
be 50%
investors.
up on the old Tessie.
Oh,
Didn't-
50% up.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
Tucker like switch up a little bit though? I thought like Fox started like switching up on their views kind of.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
they fired
They
him.
all. I
Yeah.
mean, to think that Fox is more honest than CNN is. I think you're an idiot. They just
Yeah.
they pander to both sides.
No, I
They're both
agree.
lying.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, Fox is corporate too, dude. Like
Yeah.
they do pander so much. The thing that makes me the most mad every day is when I see the Fox YouTube posts, which are the image posts with a text excerpt
Yeah.
on screen. It'll be just some super generic talking point for the Republican Party that they know is going to excite dads with one tooth in Arkansas. It's like, people need to get back to work and quit blaming the government for their problems. Or like,
Yeah.
we need to quit letting the LGBTQ community influence our kids. But you're right, like they're only conservative up to a certain point.
Yeah.
And if you're Tucker Carlson and you go off the rails a little
Yeah.
bit, or you offend a sponsor, then you're fired.
Yeah.
But
they're
Fox
kinda
is
posers.
is pretty much controlled opposition.
Yeah.
What was this?
Just
thing?
like all of the other media companies are.
We're getting based, dude.
I
This
kinda
is-
stopped
this is a
watching
based
him.
episode, right, Austin?
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Pretty big
okay,
episode,
the true
dude.
solution, the true solution would take all the money out of like the politics, right? There'd be no backing from any pharmaceuticals or the big war machine that you were mentioning. That one's the one that nobody really talks about.
No,
Lockheed
the
Martin.
military-industrial complex, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
You would need to set like a limits on political donations based to like how much the average citizen in America makes. That way you can't have these super crazy billionaires giving hundreds of millions of dollars like FTX or whatever
Yeah.
to politicians. If it was like, yeah, you could donate $1,000, then you would actually have to convince thousands of people to give you $1,000. And then, you know,
Do you like it?
Bernie did it though. Bernie kind of was he basically the people.
That's why they shut him out. That's why they're
Right.
like, fuck you, you're not playing.
they all dropped out and just got behind Joe Biden to beat him. Yeah.
What do you think, Austin, about Hunter Biden being next to Joe Biden on a couch and threatening Ukrainian and Chinese fucking bankers and shit?
I think that honestly, it's pretty gangster. Like
You
the
like that?
Bidens are kind of gangster.
They're
I think
dude,
it's
Hunter
bad,
Biden
but it's kinda
is
gangsta.
the biggest legend of all time.
He's
dude.
so. I want to party with Hunter Biden.
Dude,
bro.
He
he was
doesn't pay
stretching.
taxes.
He's got a big cock. He was stretching it in that video, which I'd love to watch again. But
He's sliding down the
Yeah,
water slide butt
come on,
naked,
dude.
bro.
He's
Smoking
one of
crack.
us. He's one of
Smoking
us.
crack, driving to Vegas to fuck a chick.
Unbelievable.
He
the
makes
fuck,
600
dude?
grand from shady overseas oil deals
Yeah.
on which he pays no taxes.
Yep.
And because of his influence, they knock it down from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Yep.
It's like a fucking parking ticket.
You know he's dude. You know he got in the car and was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, another one, baby. He had like a whore in there. He was like, baby, suck my dick, dude. He's ready to go. dude.
It's fucking bullshit, though. I mean, I guess, would I become a crack addict if I was the son of the president? I like to think not. It's
no.
definitely funny, but he's a fucking...
I think we discussed it. I
Maybe
think
he's just
didn't we
seen some
discuss it,
shit.
Danny? If
Yeah.
you were if you were a super wealthy kid, you would have been the kid in Secession. That kid, Roman, was it?
Roman,
yeah, Roman,
yeah.
yeah. Just jerking off in his dad's office,
Yeah, probably
coming
would.
on the windows and shit.
What?
dude.
This guy
Fucking-
did that in the show?
Yeah, he does that on the show.
fuck?
If
I'm not watching that show
If
now.
I was, yeah, it's super gay. If I came for money, I would probably be Saltine.
You wouldn't work hard, you think?
That was
What?
an insult.
Dude, I
Saltine.
work hard, bro. Like,
No, actually, you do work hard, but you're kind of misguided and you know what the fuck's going on.
And